Hi there, brothers and sisters. We are going to start to reflect this Lent now. The next thing we're going to do is reflecting on the 7 last recorded words of Jesus from the cross. Some of these are going to get a little deep, a little painful. Some of them will pierce your heart. But as I said before, it does us good to imagine the sorrow, the sufferings that Jesus went through on our behalf and was willing to go through on our behalf. So we're going to, without further ado, go into the first one, which is, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Not the first words that, when I imagine this scene, I do imagine probably the people who heard it, especially the Roman guards, the people who probably this wasn't their first time crucifying someone. There were people who soldiers who this was their job. So this was probably a first for them to be like, huh? Forgive what? Forgive us what? Like, that's not what they're used to. Is what Jesus would have had every right to say, to just be on the cross crying out about how unfair, unjust this was, how he was innocent, to all the bystanders, and maybe even cursing those who had crucified him, or promising that they were going to be punished for. But in any case, the last thing that anybody expected to hear from the foot of the cross, especially not long after he was crucified, was, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And he was absolutely right. We didn't understand what was happening here. We didn't understand what was going on, and we wouldn't until Pentecost. Even to the apostles at the time, this was distressing, this was confusing, this was definitely not what they expected to happen when the Messiah came, for sure. They were expecting a messianic leader who was a military leader, who would defeat the enemies of Israel, especially the Romans. They weren't expecting Jesus to be crucified. So this is a good thing for us to reflect on, because I just want you to sit there and imagine all that Jesus has gone through. He's been one of his 12 closest, one of the apostles, one of his 12 closest friends, just betrayed him to his enemies. The other ones, the other of the 12, well, say one, John, they desert him. They flee when he's arrested. One of his friends utterly denies not once, not twice, 3 times he even knows Jesus. He's rejected by his own people, spit upon, beaten, mocked, scourged, beaten again, probably by the Roman soldiers, a crown of thorns placed on his head, unjustly condemned to death on a cross. And his first reaction to all of this, when he is crucified, is, Father, forgive them. And why does he ask for forgiveness? Because they don't understand. They don't know what they're doing. This is a great thing to see, to really meditate and think on, about how hard to ask for forgiveness would have been in this moment. And yet, that was the first thing Jesus did in this moment. Okay? Really, really tough thing to think about. And with that, we're going to end. But if there's anything else you want to cover on the crucifixion, the passion during this Lent, let me know in the comments, and I'll do that. Did you see the Passion of the Christ? If so, let me know what you thought in the comments. All right, so with that, we're off. I'll see you next time, and just always remember, even if you were the only person on earth, Jesus loves you so much that he still would have come to earth just to die for you. Okay, I'll see you next time.